Hi everyone, Deb here with Deb House Crafty Cottage. And so a few days ago on the Crack the Vault collaboration hosted by Jamie, who is Poet Spice, I had shared that I made the 3 cards as intended from this Nourish and Flourish kit from Stampin' Up. It's one that came in like a lunchbox. I don't think it's still available, but you'd have to check the website. So I made the 3 as intended, and then I had made 1, 2, 3, 4 more. Well, I hadn't finished the kit, and I'm in finish the kit mode. So, and I had said I might just sit and finish. Well, I did. Here's what I have left. The glue dots, because I switched to wet glue. I save these though because I do need them in a pinch. In fact, I finished my glue dot roll not long ago. And I saved all the punch outs that were in different languages. I used some of them, but I have this many more left, and I'm going to put them in a little basket of, grab for sentiment shapes, because I have, I don't know, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the rectangles for, you can either do them this way or this way. And I have about that many in the squares. I'm not going to count them, but I have less of the ovals because I used more of those. I only have 5 of those left, but still that's a lot of sentiment pieces. I will take scissors, and I see there's little knobby things on there, some of them in certain places. So here's the first one. I cut apart one of the backgrounds that had this design on it. I used Daffodil Delight, Petal Pink, and Calypso Coral, and I used blending brushes and went over it. Then I don't know if you can see it, I splattered it by using this Stampin' Write marker. These markers retired, but they have a whole new set. They reconfigured them. But I'm just keeping mine until they dry up, and then I'll just get rid of this container. But I splattered using that, and how you do that, you get a piece of scrap paper. You ruin the tip pretty much, but you just take it and flick it against the cap. And do have scrap paper under it because you will get it everywhere. And do it before, unless you want it splattered on your flowers and stuff, do it before you splatter. This is retired ribbon, I think in Pale Papaya, not Petal Pink, but I thought it went with it. Just used some of the flowers, bumped up the Just Saying Hello, and used some of the jemmies. Oh, and I also, before I did that, I did the splatter, but I also did a couple spritzes. You can see some splotchiness. That is from spritzing with water. I have the Dispress sprayer, which I really like for 2 reasons. You can lock it or unlock it, and right now I don't remember which way. Okay, it's in locked position now. So when that's pushed in on this side that has the label for me, that's locked. But it also can either do a fine mist, or depending on how tight much you pull the trigger, a fine mist or a splotchier mist. I did a little bit of both, and I think that came out really cool. And then inside, I had a strip I cut off this to bring it down. That's on Petal Pink background. I think I don't know what I got on that ribbon, but anyway. And one of the flowers and leaves. And the envelope is just no, it's from the kit also. See, it's the Petal Pink color. So that's the first one I did. The second one, I did the same technique, I think. I don't know what I did with the rest of that. Oh, and this white piece in here is the back of this piece here. So I used a whole card for that one, pretty much. So I did the same thing on the second one, but I think I only used Petal Pink, but I spritzed it with Calypso Coral. This time I put it on Calypso Coral card background. Yes, I did not spritz it, did the splatter technique. One sec. Okay, so I used 2 more of the flowers. I Appreciate You More Than You Know was one of the thingies, that's bumped up. These are not. This was one of the stickers, and it already had that like water dot effect on it, and then some of the pearls. So that is that one. And these are actually bumped up too because I glued them on before I put the dimensionals on this. And I think this, yeah, this is just a white envelope. And inside this, I took, I think it was the back of this one, and I'll have to figure out what I did with the rest of this. I splattered the inside too because it's still light enough to write on. And I just thought it gave it a little bit of something, something. So that's the second one. This one I brought in some retired paper, and I don't remember the name, but it was one that went with the cherry blossom set. It has Pool Party and Petal Pink. So I put it on a Petal Pink background. I used the color and contour dies, I think they're called. Scallop contour dies that goes with the color and contour. I used the largest one here, and I glued down the sentiment this time, but I bumped up the flowers, and this is the sheer Pool Party ribbon, which is retiring, I think. I'm pretty sure. I'm not positive though. And then inside, this is just a piece of basic white with a piece of the paper, and again, my own envelope, which was from Stampin' Up. I like that one. I like that paper. And then, okay, here's the other piece of this on here. I left, as you see, I left them long. This is almost 5.5 inches long. And, sorry, so is this one. But I put this one vertically. This is on Shaded Spruce cardstock. And this is one of the stickers, which I think had Shaded Spruce under here, but I just wanted the Pool Party part to show. Here I used a stamp out of framed florets, which I used for some of the other cards, and I colored it in with alcohol markers in light and dark petal pink. I actually used, my Daffodil Delights are drying up. I used a retired pineapple punch, I think it was. Yeah, dark pineapple punch. And then Shaded Spruce, light and dark for the leaves and things. And then this was, I think, maybe the last petal pink flower, and I just put it on there because that part of the oval was high. So this is stamped on one of those extra ovals with different words, but it worked, right? And I did go around the edges of this with Pool Party in a brush, and I splattered it with Pool Party. And then I actually, somehow, I think what happened was I was stamping this, but I got ink on my card somehow. The block in the upper corner had ink on it. My card was sitting here when I stamped this. So I put a piece of Pool Party card underneath this to cover up that boo-boo. You wouldn't know, right? I think it actually adds something to the card. And the So Lucky to Call You Friend also came out of that framed florets. And then I did use the Happy Labels punch, I think it's called. I can't remember if that's carrying over. I'm not sure. And in the inside, I just used a piece of basic white and splattered it again with Pool Party. I didn't want to use Shaded Spruce because I thought that would be too dark. So I like that one a lot too. Then the next one, I had, well, let me bring these two out together. I had this floral base here, and I die cut this piece out of it with those same scalloped contour dies, but this third smallest or third largest, depending on which way you look at it. I'm sorry, between my phone and my computer email. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do with this though once I did that, and same with this card. I had trouble figuring out what am I going to do now, and I didn't want to put acetate in. So for this one, I got a piece of paper. This is from the Texture Chic again, and it's petal pink with gold irregular dots. This was one of the stickers I had left. So I glued this down, I stuck this down, I stamped the wishes for a beautiful birthday on one of the ovals, turned upside down, and that's from Frame Florets as well. And I know these flowers don't match, but I think it looks okay. Um, and these are the last of the olive colored leaves. And I used a ton of the gems. I think I actually finished the gems on this card. And this little coral baker's twine, that's out of the April 2023 paper pumpkin kit. That's sitting right here next to me. And on the inside, just a piece of basic white with a strip of that same designer paper, Texture Chic, which is retiring. This is also from Texture Chic, but it's I used this paper on a card from the other day. This one, which I love. I love that card. Anyway, I just put that on the inside and then used one of the ovals and did the same stamp, but I did it long ways, vertically, excuse me. And these gems are retired. They were some blue, I don't know what they were called, right? No. Rhinestone Waves Basic Jewels. They came out online special, same time that Waves stamp did, and the Waves stamp is carrying over, which I'm actually kind of surprised about. But anyway, so the only problem with this is there's really nowhere to write in here unless you use a really dark pen. But because this is a white card, you can write on the back, right? Or put a sticky note on it or something. So I thought that came okay. I didn't splatter this, I don't think. Oh, yes, I did. No, I didn't. It looks like I have a little bit of pool party splatter, but not a whole lot. But I did go around the edges of this with pool party. And then this envelope is just a regular white envelope. And I think, is that it? No, I think I had more than that. Oh, this one. This was from before. So this is my last one. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 more cards. So, and this was a boo-boo because I was cleaning up thinking I had used all the card bases and I hadn't. I had this one left and I had 1 sticker left with the pool party. I thought, what the heck am I going to do? And 2 leaf. This is a double leaf set and this. So that's what I had left. And so I cut a scrap of shaded spruce. I stuck the sticker on it. I cut this by hand. I didn't do perfect, but you know. I used the rectangle one and I stamped thank you with all my heart from the Frame Florets. I tried to use the same stamp set. These are from the retired holiday rhinestones and they're in shaded spruce. And inside is blank. So that was my final card. So I hope that you enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun and I finished a kit. And you know, just get creative with your kits. You don't have to make them as intended. You can, but look how many more cards you can do with a little bit of technique and designer paper and really one other stamp set. You know, bring in whatever you want. So this one is finished and I'm not even going to save this because I have only really these to store away. And like I said, I have a little basket like right here. I'm going to put these in and I'll grab for them before I reach for other things. And so out of that kit that was supposed to make 9 cards, I actually got 7 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 14 cards made with the components of the Nourish and Flourish kit. So that's 5 extra cards, right? But they're different. They're all different instead of all being the same. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you missed my Crack the Vault, please go watch that and you can see all the other original cards again in a little more detail. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.